Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So there's a few things I'd like to talk about. I think I've already asked Bayu and also Lilith to take a look at some of these things. Um, let's go with this one first, Bayu. Right. So this is the Airtable Partner Relationship Management System. Um, what's the update on this? How's it progressing?
Yeah, it's being tested and already being used.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah, and the format also. I write the updates right there. Okay, so first it implemented on the online canvassing management. It's actively used now,
Mhm.
and there are like 7 or 8 collaborators doing that, and then the PRM structure is also implemented. And then the sample property data used to validate all fields needed. So that's like 2 properties from the old application actually
Okay.
used as sample. Um, the next one is requirement to implement the uh, to the other project. So basically, if we want to use this as well, we need to have at least 1 or 2% that understand data structure
Okay.
to create the columns and tables,
Right.
and then other team members just use the interface
Yep.
without capability to edit the interface.
Okay.
And then next step is basically that we just need to determine if the cost versus impact is worthwhile to adopt this system.
Okay.
So the highlight is basically the billable user would be the creator or the collaborator,
Okay.
someone who have ability to comment and above that. And then also the non-billable one is the person that's just filling up the form.
Okay, so basically, people who want it's like Tableau, right? People who want to actively edit and make dashboards, they pay, but people who just want to look at it don't have to pay, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right, that's good. I think it's totally worth it. Do we have any discussion about this, whether this is worthwhile or not, to continue this?
I'm actually asking for you for budgeting. Basically, to count the number of people that possibly going to use this
Okay,
in some company,
okay,
and compared to the maybe operational cost on the monthly operational cost. So
okay.
we will know the answer for that.
And Vidi, what's your answer so far for this, or do you need more time? Let's go to. Oh, Vidi is going to be right back. Okay, Bayu, could we just get the project card? There's a project card for this already, right?
Yeah, I think there are two. It's not for this one. It's for the online canvassing and for the PRM. So it's not about Airtable, but about.
Ah, I see. I see. Okay. Do we need a name for this project?
Uh, Wait, what is this? What do you mean by this project?
Well, one of the bad habits I notice we do is we call a tool the name of the project, right? And then we get too attached to the tool. So if we have a actually a name for it, then the tool just becomes part of how we accomplish that goal.
Wait, yeah, that means it's online canvassing, right? Online canvassing and percentage.
Is
Uh,
it goes beyond that, right? It's a partner relationship management system, no?
yeah, yeah, uh, but it's not focused. The one that working on that is just one person, and PRM is beyond that. We just use this just rather than only checking to use this to manage the percentage only. We try everything. So it's been actually validated that we can store all of these existing information here already, and it's proven.
Okay.
So we just need to use it actually.
So this is part of the online canvassing and its enhancement to online canvassing, basically, right?
Yes,
Okay. Does it have any ramifications later to replace the PRM?
yes. That's what we are testing on the second item.
I see. Okay. So, okay. All right. Let's see. Is Vidi back? Vidi's not back yet? Okay, Vidi's not back.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
Vidi's
back.
back.
Yep.
So, Bayu asked for basic cost benefit analysis on your side, Vidi. Is it worthwhile to get? I think it's pretty Okay. Well, do you have any thoughts on that now, or would you like some more time to come back?
I saw the yeah, since I joined the BD team,
Uh huh.
it has potential to
Okay.
like. I think I just want to note that the actual benefit from this is actually to get the people to understand like what's that the base is like in visually.
No. The benefit is that now we can track all the relationships all the campaign structure, to partner relationship, to everything, all in one place instead of having one silo where people are conducting campaigns on partners here, on Google Sheets, another silo on paper somewhere where they're conducting some other thing, and then another thing on another Google Sheet conducting. So that's very confusing, right? So we want to kind of like move everything into one relational database starting from the very beginning of the partner journey, where that kind of transitions from BD
Oh yeah,
to
yeah, that's the technical aspect, right? But as Kabay mentioned before, like the framework itself, is there a potential that the framework might change in the future? Kak? It's potential, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, but the mindset is already there for the data because everyone is just putting the data right now everywhere because they do not have the understanding of relational database.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I put the requirement there. At
Yep.
least there's 1 or 2% that understand how the structure works. So basically, if there's a case like this, usually what happens is this: I want to add this information, but I don't know where to put it.
Yep.
Right? That's
Correct.
usually the problem. So if we have that 1%, like Andreas, for example, that person can just ask that person
Owner,
to create the new column, for example.
a data master.
Yep. So that's already okay from my side. Yeah, we can budget for it actually.
Okay, can we call that data master or some sort of like an owner essentially, right? Who's in charge of the actual data set or data lord, like kind of like a landlord, but data lord. Okay, whatever. Okay, all right, that's kind of cute. Yeah, I'll just put that in. Why, you like that? Like a landlord, but with data. And these are
Uh,
then data tenants, yeah?
Oh no, actually, it should be here. It's called a base manager.
A base manager, like a database manager, yeah?
No base. So on Airtable, it's called a base. Like for example, all of the database that's related to partnership, for example, it's in one base. It's
Okay,
called partnership base.
okay.
So this is contains a lot of tables that need to be managed. So
Okay.
the person that's managing that base is the
Okay.
base. So,
And then
yeah.
people using it are basically tenants then, right? They're basically people who are just okay. I think we get it. All right, Bayu, how long do you think it'll be until Vidi's able to? Is this already done then? Do we need any more discussion about the cost impact?
Uh, Ye- Actually, I'm going to need to ask Vidi the total cost, all right?
Okay.
Because this is
How many
the
people would like to be
yeah how
assigned, right?
yeah yeah yeah.
We can actually like from my understanding, we can actually like share accounts, right? Kak?
That's true. Like what we currently do, yeah.
Yeah, like
That
in
is true.
Tableau case previously.
Hmm, that
So
would become another problem, right? Who changed
yes,
this? Oh, that's me, and that's my account, but I'm not changing this.
yeah, but what I think is actually like give one account for each role. So there
Okay.
is like the base master and so on and
All
so
right.
forth.
Vidi, by sub discussion on that one.
Yep.
Get back to us by next Friday, right? Is this urgent or not urgent, according to your perspective, by you to have done sooner rather than later? This part.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so basically, this is a proof of concept. This is working. The
Okay.
next work is the heavy work, right? Which is
Okay.
migrating the existing data to this platform. So
So
this
not
is
urgent.
will be no. Basically, this is if we want to use this,
Uh-huh.
it's better to move it fast because
I see.
we all of the data input is still happening, right?
I see.
It's
I see.
always running. So when
Understood.
we delay this, then everything else would be also need to move back. But when we starting
I see.
moving it right now, then we start to have like a clearer data.
I get it. I get it. But okay, if it wasn't urgent before we found it, it won't be more urgent after we find it. So okay, can we get? Basically, I'm just asking. Can we have you guys agree by next week whether or not to this cost benefit analysis. Would that be enough time? To buy you.
Yeah, sure. No, for me actually, I'm good to go. Right.
Okay.
It just, is there any budget constraint for this? If no, then we can just continue.
I think you should just continue for now. What do you think, Vidi? I think the benefits way outweigh the costs right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Please go
Okay.
ahead, buddy. Yeah. Okay, so this is pretty much green then, right? If this is already projectified, then we don't really have to monitor this anymore. This is gonna happen. Okay, next let's go to Lilith. Okay, Lilith, this is about revenue forecast. I had a brief discussion, I think, with Vidi, but also with Kyla, data science, right? So I was able to refine my question a little bit about the human factors, and these are the things that I mean, right? And about our current revenue forecast. Vidi, if I'm not mistaken, we use Holt's Winter right now to predict our revenue forecast. And if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken, that's a linear regression, looking at pretty much where we've been in the past and predicting where we're going to go in the future.
Yep. Correct.
Okay, but the actual system is not really like that at all because we have not reached a sort of stable state in the company. There's all these like big
Changes
inputs.
in resource and so on and so forth.
Right. And so there's changes in things like, like PPKM, new talents coming in. We have better strategic decision capability than we did before. We have maybe greater or less HER operational capacity. We have stricter or looser travel restrictions. So I'm kind of concerned our current model doesn't take any of that into consideration. So it won't be able to produce a reactive prediction based on that. So I'm turning to Lilith to see what she thinks.
Are you talking about the company revenue projection or is it a property revenue projection?
Which ones are using Holt's Winter, Lilith? Both or
It's the company.
the company?
Yep.
And for the property, we're just looking at closest.
It's algorithm.
Yeah, closest comparison, right?
There are several factors, but there's already a model, like simple mathematical model.
I saw that. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the company projection then, Lois.
Mm. Yes, I think in terms of input, it might be like if it's not taken into account. Yes, I would agree with that since it's only using the past data and also reading the pattern. But as I said, if we want to include it into the projection, I'm not really sure on how. We only can detect the efficiency if we add more people. Then what's the efficiency? Something like that.
Okay, this is where it connects. I think we can connect a few things here, right? Lilith, you've been working on the Thrive KPIs, right? Over
Yeah.
here. I think this might be some of the things that could be taken into consideration for a projection. That let me try to connect the two dots here. Okay, so the Thrive KPIs have things like this, right? The total number of property potential, the total number of property partners. Those are the things we control. But I was thinking about you could maybe just add like a separate tree and a separate set of things that we don't control, but also influence the revenue. So if you can imagine like kind of like this, but also things like restrictions to travel, right? Things like actually no, some of this is already included, like the total number. Wait, you have a more updated graph here showing the number of employees, right, Lilith?
Yes, but I think I'm not updating in the
Oh,
pictures.
that's okay. That's okay. But like that, plus another sort of tree with things that we don't control, and maybe a weighted average of all these different factors that might lead to us being able to achieve our top revenue goal. Does that make sense?
Mm,
Some discussion material.
Communication. But I should explain like the summary of what we are doing right now.
Okay.
Is that basically if we assume that the model is actually predicting what we've been doing previously, and then we're actually at if we're going above the model, it means something is right. If we're going below the model, something is wrong, something like that. So it's a very simple indicator, but yeah, I understand. I will have some discussion with Liz then.
Okay, great. I think this is something I talked about with Kyla, right? And this is the reason why this is important strategically is because we need to be able to hit our revenue targets for like it to be legitimate. So if we do see a change like this, then I think especially like let's say this month, right? What is the correct impact to our normal projection that a PPKM has, right? What is the correct impact that, let's say, adding a lot of strategical minded people into the company, what will that do? And if we're not reactive to it, then it sort of delegitimizes the meaning of the projection and it makes the target kind of meaningless then. So this I think is pretty important. One of the things that I realized with Kyla, this was a property projection level, right? Is that the projection is static. Am I correct, Vidi? For let's say the property projection level, it's based on t equals 0, right? What is the closest comparison to the next property that is resemble the property? Is that correct?
But it takes into account like first the revenue of the similar property last year or based on the
Right.
area,
Uh-huh.
and it extrapolates it.
Okay. Does it also take into account what happens after this property starts performing?
No.
Right? And there's quite a lot of information in that because that then affects the ranking, and it's like butterfly effect, right? Two properties might start out the same way, but because of inquiry response time, whatever, all these little other factors that involve, they might actually start straying into different directions in terms of what their revenue potential might be, right? That's the
Yep.
effective management. So I think we need to actually take that into account too. We have team equals 0, which is the first day when we predicted, but what is t equals 1? T equals 2, the timeline for that. Okay, anyways, that is totally a sub discussion, but that was an insight that I thought might be effective. Okay, so this one we'll have another follow up discussion next week, and we'll see where we are with this revenue forecast model. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you, Lilith. And also, yes, Lilith, I'll copy the Thrive KPIs. I see that there's a more complete set of Thrive KPIs here, and I'll move them over to this board as well, so that we can see what the status is. Okay, so this replaces that. Next, there's a few other discussions. Okay, this is something we just did at HR, and I want to. Whoops, what did I just do there? Sorry, everyone. I want to kind of just update. So one of the things that we were speaking about last week was what's the distinction between a mentor, coach, and trainer. And so this is my proposal right now, and it's I tend to like it. I'm trying it out as an MVP in HR. So can we agree that a mentor is working on leadership development, right? A coach is working on project management development, and a trainer is working on process development.
Yep. In general, we did agree that
Yeah.
it's the yeah.
Okay, that layout. And that would that be the most optimal way to organize things? I think somebody had an objection of combining coach and trainer.
Yep. So the same definition, but the difference is in the discussion that we had previously.
Uh-huh.
The coach, which kind of like teach operationally, can be replaced with a material card,
Tell me that again, Vinny.
like a guideline card. We
Yeah.
can replace the person with a guideline card, or maybe like another intern, let's say.
Okay. Yep. I would agree. Let's go to Bayu. Bayu, what do you think about this layout?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And that would align with the career metrics, right? Of what we already have, like leadership, project, and process, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what I noticed is also we don't have over expectations, right? So and we have better delegation this way, everyone. So let's say, for example, Lilith, do you find yourself that you have to coach and train people at the same time?
Yes,
Okay. So then you could delegate people who are interns to coach or train other interns, right?
for some for a certain thing, yes.
Okay. And then you could just focus maybe mainly on mentoring instead of coaching and training.
But yeah, perhaps if we find the person that can do this. Yes.
Okay, so that's where I see we could relieve fatigue with mentoring because now we expect a mentor to coach and train, right? We don't delegate that. But if we expect essentially to find people that can coach and train, then mentors just effectively work in leadership. Bayu, would that fix your problem? of like intern fatigue, like you having to train interns over and over and over again on certain things. Oh, Bayu, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Mm, Probably. Wait. Do we have is this the activity of the teaching, or the activity of evaluating?
Oh, good question. Is the activity of the teaching, or wait, tell me the difference?
For example, the basically we need to make sure that the intern. The problem with intern is we need to teach them, right?
Yeah.
Instead of we evaluate the result of their self learning, for example.
Okay. Yep.
So,
Yep.
what? How do we map it here? Like, is this
Oh,
the one that's going to really do the teaching or the training, or just evaluating and everyone just start
okay.
self-training?
That's actually a really good point by you. Let's go to Vidi. Vidi, how do you see that being? How do you see that happening?
For this schema, it's more like the execution, right, sir?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've got one for you. Okay, all right. How do you foresee it?
Oh, actually, that was like the thing that I would like to bring up just now. Like, at what point should we appoint like a mentor to someone? Just like Kabayu, like previously, there's a new intern, and then Kabayu said that, oh yeah, I haven't seen it because not enough data maybe to support.
Okay.
So right now, currently, what we do is like we feel like this person has potential at some point, and then we assign them a mentor. But there's no like definite 1 month evaluation or mid intern evaluation that is probably set.
Here's the thing I've also realized, Vidi. I think we use this word mentor very very casually, right? Um, what do you mean by mentor? Do you mean this? Is a coach a mentor or is a coach not a mentor?
Oh, this one is the new definition of mentor,
Okay,
right?
so this
Previously, we
a leader-
assigned the leadership
Okay,
mentor. Previously,
right.
we try to assign interns to a mentor, and then Kabayu previously said that, oh, for this one, we don't know yet because it's still new.
Okay, got it. Do you think everybody needs a mentor in the new definition?
Like for every intern?
Yes. Do you think every intern
No,
needs a
no, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Okay.
we agreed to that already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, essentially, when do we assign a mentor to people that show that they want to have leadership development and leadership potential?
Currently, this is the existing process, right? Currently, it's more like intuition.
Yes, it is intuitive.
Yes. Because we do not have like a mid intern review or like a 1 month intern review, something like that, to like really put a deadline to it.
Yep, that's correct.
Actually, I don't know the answer.
Okay.
It's still intuition for me. Yeah.
I think, okay, the problem is in the very beginning, we had title inflation, right? We didn't have a clear division of duty. So we called everybody a mentor. And that wasn't exactly the right word to use, right? That wasn't the exact right thing to do. So now we realize that there should be a division. Everybody should get a trainer. That's for sure, right? Everybody should be trained into how to get some work experience. Some people who show promise should be allowed to work on projects, right? If they really want to work on projects and they understand. Some people, I think, who are good at leadership should be allowed to, should be developed as leaders, and then they need a mentor. How do we find that out? I guess we need to get better at talent identification, right? It is a little bit like intuitive. I don't, because you can pick the wrong mentee, right? You mentor somebody who just a waste of time, right? Or they might not even appreciate it. They don't want to lead. So I think we have to, yeah, okay.
Actually, I'm interested with Kabayu. Maybe like in your perspective, Kabayu, like how do you know that this person is ready for a mentor? Maybe it's more systematic from Kabayu's side. For me, it's more intuitive.
To become a mentor, you mean?
No,
Become a mentee.
this to become a mentee,
Oh, to
qualified mentee, something like that.
okay. For me, it's basically the person that have everything, right? Basically, they have the skill. They know what to do. They can work on projects. Basically, whenever we have task or mission for them, they always succeed, right? And that kind of person need a mentor, because we need to make sure that we need to guide them to have a bigger challenge, basically. For a task challenge for them, like from a coach, would be too easy for them and will make them boring, right? Because yeah, I've done this before, I'm successful, and why should I do this again? But a mentor, I think would have more abstract mission for them, where they can actually still become creative without the mentor actually need to point out what to do for this person.
I see.
So that's the main difference.
So when one person repeatedly successfully created a successful
Yeah,
project,
yeah,
then you know that okay, this is a projects are too easy for them. Let's give a mentor. So that's one requirement. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, cool. That's probably the best answer that we have for now, right? But I've also noticed this, everyone. So the reason like HR is getting involved in this process is by admission too. Like there's some blind spots, right? Some people should be mentored and maybe we don't see them, or some people should start their mentorship process a little bit earlier. So I think this is something we're going to need to learn as leaders together to be able to like kind of spot and identify too sometimes. I have a slightly different opinion than Bayu on this one. I think sometimes um, some people are leaders before they know how to do projects, and I look for people who like really care, right? If they really care, I kind of have this belief that eventually they'll learn all the necessary skills or capabilities along the way. I've seen that actually with everybody in this room, in fact, right? Actually, like I don't think anybody is doing exactly what they're doing today, and I don't think anybody wants to do exactly what they're doing today a year from today, right? So anyway, I think we can go more into that at a later point. But Bayu, to answer your question, whether the mentor or trainer or coach should be there to lead our activity or lead the activity or lead the evaluation, I think we need a self-learning system. This is an inspiration I got from Kyla at Data Science. She told me when she worked at Maybank, her onboarding was almost completely automated. Right? There was video training, there was quizzes, and then occasionally they got together with a leader to have discussions about topics that nobody was sure about. Right? So I think the more we develop a self-learning system, which is something I'm trying to delegate to Vera right now, the better off it will be. Right? So we don't necessarily do the activity itself. We just evaluate if the person has actually learned what they're supposed to learn and actually understood what they're supposed to understand. I think that actually makes much more sense. And then we delegate this teaching to the system or to existing interns so that it doesn't kind of consume too much of our bandwidth. Does that make sense, buddy? Yeah. Okay. So people come into it. Yes, Vidi. I think it has to be intuitive for now. Is there a system that could actually determine this, Vidi? Can you think of a system?
No. So yeah, that's why I agree to intuition for now.
Okay, got it. Mentorship for me has always felt a little bit like falling in love, right? It's like when you know it's right, it's sort of, is there a system for doing that? Like Vidi turned off his camera. But let's go to Tendi. Tendi, what's your opinion on this one? Like, can you intuitively figure out who to mentor, who to do this, or does it happen kind of like by intuition?
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, I think for me, who's mentor is like someone that can that will guide the person like that. So it's not about it's not only uh, tell to do something, but more like give just a clue and then see if that the mentee is can what's called go to the right way like that.
Okay, what's the
And then
difference between that and a trainer then?
uh, I think for the trainer it's more like dictate like what's called like you click the hammer like okay, you do this, and then also okay. So if you want if our standard is like this,
All right.
So this is the step like SOP, mostly
Okay.
like a and the SOP.
I think this, Tendi, I don't think we would actually bring in anybody who is that who needs to be like hammered, right? That would be a person who lacks bias to action.
Yeah.
So I think the hiring standard right now is everybody who comes in the company should actually they don't need to be hammered. They just need to be trained. They just need to be told, okay, this is what you should do. They will go and do it themselves. They don't need to have as like a supervisor, right?
Yeah.
A trainer is not a supervisor. What I think you spoke about sounds, at least it sounds like to me, it sounds like a supervisor, somebody who just kind of watches and makes sure that this person does their goal. We generally in this company don't want to have a supervision type culture, right? Because that's not very inspirational. But okay, let's move on then. Let's go to the next topic, which is this one was brought up by Lilith. So the transition for Gunny from the guest funnel or from the partnership funnel to the guest funnel. Um, Tell me more about this, Lilith.
I think this have been discussed in a marketing discussion previously, if I'm not mistaken.
So this is done then, yes?
Yeah, at Vista.
Okay, all right, cool. Uh, I do see Gunny kind of still involved in partnership campaigns. Is that okay or is that not okay or how do you feel about that, Lilith?
Actually, Danny only not involved in the online canvassing, which is higher, the highest prioritized campaign right now. But he still participate in GMB, anything related to digital marketing display, but not the traditional marketing related that involve outreach.
Okay, I see. So he's kind of like covering a few different funnels, but also related around the assets. Oh, he's managing the assets then, basically, right?
Yeah, the
Okay.
GMB website and etc.
Okay. Let me go over to Vidi then. Vidi, have you seen a corresponding lift in performance after Ghani has started focusing more on guest funnel?
Yep, in general, since there are more content people and
Okay.
also Kagani managing the content people actually to guide them,
Okay.
there have been increase in awareness activity, and it results to positive, especially right now actually because we are moving away from the OTAs and to the direct mediums.
Okay, got it. Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Let's. So this is essentially done then. Lilith, is this done to your satisfaction?
Uh, I think one more. It's about the PR thing.
Oh, the PR. Where should PR take in the? Wait,
Yeah.
let me try to understand this right now. So, is ASA's bandwidth limited?
No, but I would like to delegate online canvassing to ASA, like switching.
Oh, I see. I see. And then ASA would delegate the CE
Yeah,
topics to the
because
PR.
it's more into awareness part. In I'm not sure whether it is PR or marketing, as I said previously,
Mhm.
but the like the journey to get leads basically really really long. So it's less prioritized campaign basically.
I see. I see. I see. Okay. Um, Relationships. Okay, this is back in the partnership funnel. Uh, okay, this is where everything's a little bit weird, right? Because we have to like kind of skill set and mission focus, right? So PR people right now are on the employee funnel, right? But they have outreach skills. And for the C talk or for the community expert talk, that's on the partnership funnel, but it's an overlap in skill set but a different mission. Am I correct, right?
Yep.
Okay. How important is it for you to optimize in the partnership funnel lows? How important is it for you to optimize entry from the relationship stage of the Maslow pyramid?
What do you
Okay,
mean, sir?
so right now you're optimizing, let's say, the lower funnel, right? The lower edge of the pyramids through transactional, through things like the manage my
Yep.
property page, right? So how important is it for you to optimize entries from the middle and upper levels of the Maslow pyramid?
How important?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important because we have the target, right?
All right. Okay.
Like 15 each month, and also for the legacy, I think 2 each month, and for the transactional 30 at total.
Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. There's a few moving parts here, Lil. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking about. This hasn't happened yet, right? I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking about and where I think this can work together, right? I'd like to actually work a little bit more in sales and business development because I think that's an area where I'm actually really good at, right? That's not HR. HR is not like my primary strength. So I actually want to go over and help Nadine, Kyla, and Wyana get and convert more partnerships. I want to get like big, fabulous, $1 million villas and hotels and all this kind of stuff, right? Like the really aspirational properties that make Bukit Vista seem awesome. Currently, we don't, I think, have that capability yet, but I think I can do it. So in order for that to happen, I need Ara to be able to take over and handle all the HR stuff, right? So that keeps on going. And then if I can do that, then this CE talk I think can be managed within the BD team, right? To start bringing in, let's say I can manage the PR and the BD team to start bringing in relationship and legacy type owners. Okay, so that's where.
Seriously.
Does that make
I
sense?
mean that you would like to lead the community chapter.
Maybe in that sense, right? Maybe, yeah. But just on the sales and BD part, right? Not necessarily.
But that's actually integrated right now.
Okay, but first on that, and then later perhaps the whole thing. But would you like to go back to BI?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So that would be essentially the plan, but I would only be able to. I would probably do in stages, right? So first on the top stages, and then eventually, let's say the entire partnership funnel. That would be my plan. So that's probably looking at 3 to 6 months down the line, right? But in the meantime, then I think what we could do is we could probably stop the CE talks, and that would be okay then. So we'll deprioritize that for the time being, yeah?
Okay, so I think we plan to stop it on August because we still have some speaker on July.
Okay, all right, let's do that then. So that can essentially stop, and then we'll bring in essentially a new type of campaign that can revitalize that. All right?
Jing,
Yes.
uh, the community expert shouldn't it be used by BD? Because right now, so the thing is like this: BD is outreaching,
Right.
and then marketing is passive, right?
I agree.
Getting traffic. So uh, if we're going to work on that, I think CE is a good tool because
Yeah.
we have those people that want to join on
I agree.
the talk as participant, and
Yeah.
we can use that for outreach.
Yeah. So my plan is to do this. My plan is to split off the existing part of PR that works with HR will stay there, right? And I'll develop a new PR team to support business development, and that part will essentially start working on the CE topic, and that will be integrated into like the BD sphere. Does that make sense?
No, I think that's more into marketing. No, sir, digital marketing. Because
Marketing work.
the expert is from the, for example, ClickLean. They are actually the owner of a certain service that property owner might use, right?
Mhm.
They are not the like the property owner basically. So it might generate awareness.
That's correct. But right now, awareness for okay, wait, does it belong to marketing or BD? Uh, Skill sets, once again, skill sets. Does marketing have outreach capability? And skill
Yeah,
sets.
Marketing is meant for outreach.
Oh, right. That is correct. That's correct.
Yeah. So if we notice right now,
Alright.
the PR in HR is actually
Marketing.
remember the circle thing.
Yeah, I was going to go right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the marketing part of the employee funnel because like digital marketing covers like both the partnership and guest, but the employee section we have PR. So
So that would expand Bayou's scope or whoever.
yeah, so I talked to Carissa about this like 3 months ago and also last week,
Uh-huh.
this week actually.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty true. Digital marketing can have like the three subdivision like employee, guest, and partnership, but the skill set are the same. So the PR that you're currently building,
Uh-huh.
the skill set compared to HR is a bit different. It's misplaced in us in a sense in
Not
the
at all.
software.
Not at all. Because I think it's mostly about capacity, right?
Yep.
does the I mean, which side has been more successful in actually the marketing? Look at the growth from year to year of our marketing reach. The one that's shown the most growth is in HR, right? We've gotten like I think 6 to 8 times as much traffic and applicants as before. So it is I think a specific skill set. HR includes recruiting, and this is recruiting, right? Part of recruiting is going out and bringing in awareness to the company. If marketing has the capacity to do it, I would be happy to delegate it over to marketing and just continue the work. But I mean, marketing right now is being led by Bayu, right? And he's already overtaxed. So
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Wait. So okay, so we are. I think we are going to oversteer again. So we move BD from marketing because we think that we are going to outreach from the community, from into the community, not from marketing, right? But if we also do that, also create another a group with PR, then we are doing the same thing like before. Basically, we are trying to outreach not from the community again, but from outside again. So if
I
okay,
see, I
let's
see, I see. Yeah, 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 yeah,
if we are going to reinforce the outreaching in marketing, then BD also uh, wait. So BD should be focusing on converting the result that marketing
Yes,
thinks,
that's the
right?
initial plan, right? Yeah, correct.
Yeah. But right now we move BD to community
Yep.
so that BD can do direct outreach to the existing community.
But BD is also outreaching to new clients, right? Wait, BD does the online canvassing, right? No, no, no. They convert the leads from online canvassing, correct?
Well, BD does the outreaching too.
As
Yeah.
well.
Social media listening. Yeah.
Okay, so they're kind of like their own marketing too, as well. Then.
Yeah.
Generating
That's
leads
why
in a sense, but not really the marketing, in, like digital marketing sense, like
it's
more
traditional
hustle.
marketing,
Okay,
the active way.
okay. I think we have to distinguish function from asset, right? So the function of marketing is going out and bringing in leads, right? That's the
Yes,
function.
correct.
And then the asset is the website, whatever, all these different things, right? So I think this is where maybe there's confusion. Like different chapters, different parts of the thing own different assets, right? Because they created their own asset to actually do a function rather than waiting for other people's assets to work. Am I correct? So ideally, all marketing assets should be owned by marketing, right? All
Yep.
the things that are producing, let's say, marketing leads, that should be
Leads.
owned by marketing,
Yep.
right? But BD owns some assets or some procedures or processes or services that produce leads. So that particular set of assets is owned by a different section of the funnel, which is okay, right? Because we have internal open source anyways. We can share assets. So my question is, actually, this is a deeper discussion than I thought. Now, okay, should I stick in HR then? Where should I go? If I can, I guess that's the main
Well,
question, right?
I think the confusion because of the terms that we use and
Yeah,
like BD, right? Market building, right? Basically, the focus is to get partners, but we think that BD can use technique like digital marketing and
yeah,
like marketing technique, right?
yeah,
And then we call them marketing. So
yeah.
it should be not like that. It should be business development is its own chapter. And then marketing is focusing on selling on guests, let's say, for example. That would be much easier. Marketing, selling to guests, creating listing, creating promotion. Business development, finding partners, which is proven not very effective using digital marketing
All right.
and uh, and other marketing effort. It's more effective using outreach
Okay.
method, right?
Okay.
So
Got
that's
it.
yeah, basically the from what I see, if we're going to make it more efficient, is that BD is its own chapter. That's right now we are calling it marketing, and
Mm.
marketing would be its own chapter that we call right now guest marketing.
Okay. I think I get it. Then HR should have its own input system too for raising awareness and conversion, right?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
PR.
which is PR, and sometimes maybe using the same technique as like digital marketing, but that should be their own, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think the common skill sets are guilds, and then these things are more chapter. But PR isn't also the greatest word. This is where we see the next confusion, right? Because PR for most companies also means guests and partners, right? So
Mhm.
PR's kind of realm is all three funnels, and marketing's realm is all three funnels. So, okay, I think we need to just say this, right? Let's stick to the core concept: awareness raising. So now we're saying that each funnel's awareness will be handled by that. Well, each funnel's awareness will be handled individually by that funnel and called something distinctly different than what the other funnel is calling it. So let's say we call guest awareness, partner awareness, employee awareness.
But
Instead,
they're still, yeah, currently they're still in the same chapter because they share the same skill sets.
right, right,
Digital
right.
marketing,
So
right?
maybe they're not in the same chapter. Maybe they're in the same guild.
Perhaps, but we do not have the leadership density for that.
Once again,
That's why we skip it under same chapter because the same skill set. They can share, like first of all, from the partnership and maybe from the guest funnel. What do they know about hashtags? What do they know about understanding outreach? And even for the traditional method in the guest funnel, the reservation team is the one that is doing social media listening, not the marketing team.
I see. I see. Okay. All right. Further sub discussion then on this one, I think. Bayu, how about you and I first go through it, and then we'll come up with an idea, and then we'll tell everybody else, yeah, and see where it goes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Everyone else think that's a good idea, or anything else needs to be discussed here? Well, okay. All right. Let's do that. All right. So Bayu will come up with a sub discussion. We'll talk about our next CEO CTO sync up, and then we'll come up with a new solution. Um, right. Should I move from my current position in HR? Does
From
everyone think,
HR.
yeah, does everyone think can Ara do a better job of that, or should I don't know. Like my goal was never to do HR.
You're CEO, sir.
Yeah.
I know, right? Why am I doing HR? I don't know. Okay. All right. So let's do this then. I'll figure. For me, my biggest strength is persuasion negotiation, right? Where I see the company's biggest benefit to persuasion negotiation is first taking care of the employees, making sure everyone's like the right people are here and we get the people we need. The second, after that's been well established, is to go and get the best partnerships that we can get, all right? Because then that fixes our employee problems forever, right? By generating revenue. So that's kind of my strategic understanding. But anyway, okay, so that one is done. Let's talk about the next topic. Oh shit, not enough time. All right, this one I'll just get a bunch of ideas from everybody before the next sync up. Okay, so we're approaching the end of the 6 month journey. It's coming to August. Can I get a vote on where we think we didn't say specifically where the long term goal should end? Should it end at the beginning of August, mid August, or the end of August? Let's go to Vidi first. When do you think our long term goal ends?
Uh, Damn, I actually forgot about finding the details for this one. Sorry.
Okay.
If I look at the time, it's actually the beginning of March.
Okay. So it should be 6 months is then September then, right?
Oh,
End
March
of,
to August, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, beginning of September. But we have to have the discussion starting from August.
for the next goal.
Yes, for the next goal. So the discussion should start from August, but then it will be like we will start on September.
I see. Okay. So we have until the end of August to reach our current goal.
Yes. So the decision should be made by the end of
Okay.
August.
All right. Good. This is where we currently have it, right? We have one idea. We should work on guest side. Okay. So how many numbers of positively transformed guests would be the goal for, let's say, the next 6 months? The reason for that is I think the partnership side, being led by Lilith, has actually developed a pretty good scalable system, and we've come and turned ourselves, I think, 100% around from where we had the previous condition. We can. I don't know if the current condition at guest side is as strong as we left it, right, Vidi? Because now it seems like guest side is a little bit underpowered. Strategically correct, but let's say resource side maybe underpowered. Should we put that now? Should we put emphasis on the guest side, or should we put it on overall awareness side? So this idea, actually, let Bayu explain this idea. Bayu, come forth and tell us more about what you think.
Wait. Actually, I forgot. What is this?
Okay, so remember, I think you told me that you wanted to put more load on the overall system, right? So instead of particular funnel, just make awareness one of our top goals for the next 6 months to see how much we can, I guess, overload the system and test how well it works.
Ah, oh yeah. So yeah, so basically our activities in the last few months are basically streamlining the process, right? To improve the conversion rate and basically middle funnel to bottom funnel. Now we can we say that our system are good basically? Is it efficient enough? Like let's say, can we convert 10 leads into become like 50% converted, or like 100 inquiry to at least converted 70% is converted, or employee same thing like that, right? Is this number good enough for us? Then if it's good, then let's uh, to put it, not really, but basically stop innovating, right? Stop innovating for a moment. Just use the current system that already optimized. But instead of only doing that, we add the number of awareness. So instead of
Uh,
100 inquiry, now let's get 200 inquiry,
right.
and for that still in the same conversion rate.
Conversion rate, yeah.
Yeah, same with guests, same with employee as well.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Bayu, for stating your idea. Here's what I'd like everyone to do. Please add your own idea or your expression for support of an existing idea to this document, and we'll have an early discussion about this, right? We don't need to pick a goal until the end of August, but I'd rather us to just start kind of considering which direction we need to go. We got 1 minute left. Okay, we're going to talk about content on Trello boards, but I think that can be delayed, and talent shortage. This is one last thought, right, before we go. Currently in the U.S., there is a huge talent shortage for hospitality and travel workers, and that's leading to actually a pretty interesting thing happening. There's a increase in wages for hospitality workers, and there's a shortage of management in the industry. I'm wondering if this could happen to Indonesia, if when things start getting better. If that does happen, I think that is a beautiful way for us to get in and really quickly expand. If we have enough people and quality people to fill in that gap, we can get our shoe into the door of many, many different doors. So this is a thing I'd like to actually have you guys tell me that it probably won't work, maybe, or just give me some feedback on this particular idea, right? Whether you think it's likely or not. If we can get our foot in the door, then that could be good for the next 10, 15 years, right? We become the management de facto for many people that can't keep up with a diminished labor supply. Okay, that's it. Thank you everybody for coming in today, and wish you a happy weekend, and see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
Thank you.